Well, Kamehameha was the only ILH Division I team last year that did not qualify for a state postseason. Motivation enough for these 2017 Warriors as they try to make it to the HHSA Division I Open Tournament. Abu Ma'afal is the head coach here of the Warriors, now in his second season with the program. Coach, first off, thanks for having us here. Secondly, how's the summer been for you and the rest of the guys?
Summer's been well. You know, we've had a really good turnout. Guys are motivated and you know, feel like we're really meshing as a team. You know, coming together. You know, not concerning ourselves with our individual accolades or accomplishments, but trying to become a team. So I'm excited for that. You know, we've been training from our middle school team all the way up, just trying to get guys to build camaraderie, and we're just building this culture the right way, and hopefully it's going to turn into some wins this year.
Do you get a chance to self-reflect after last season, how you did and what the internal makeup of this coaching staff is like? Do you get a chance to assess all that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, that's probably the first thing that I did once the season was over, just kind of self-reflect and what things will I need to improve on as a head coach in order to make our team better, you know. And, you know, the number one thing was just trying to keep it as simple as possible for them. You know, a lot of the things that I've learned over the years doesn't necessarily always translate well to the high school level. So just trying to figure out ways to kind of keep it simple for the kids to learn so that they can go play fast and be confident in what they do. And just getting our coaching staff to be more involved, even more on the off the field things, you know what I mean? Getting involved in their lives, trying to build that trust level with the players so that when we get them out here, we can push them to the very brink and get everything out of them.
This is not a joke. I've talked to maybe about 24 parents and a whole lot of players, and they love you here. They love the energy that comes with this program and you at the helm. What influences that kind of energy and that coaching style?
I think the first things first is that, you know, I feel like this is my God-given purpose in life, to help influence young men. You know, I've been blessed with some opportunities playing and coaching, and just want to use that to help these young men, you know, just set them off in the right direction for when they start their lives as adults. And so I take that role very much seriously, and that's what brought me back home. You know, I had my own personal desires and career wishes, but, you know, I just felt like the Lord led me back home to Kamehameha to be a positive force on this campus and to do whatever He needed me to do. And then the two biggest influences for me, the first one, his name is Ken Delgado. He was my college defensive line coach when I was at Cal. And just this professionalism, you know, the way he held us to a high standard, you know, on the field. Even though we were just D linemen, he taught us the entire defense so we could understand what was going. And so I kind of draw a lot of my individual coaching techniques, I guess, if you will, from him. And then the other big one was I had the opportunity to work for Charlie Strong at the University of Louisville. And just seeing him as a head coach and the way that he really coached the coaches and the coaches coached the players, and he just created an environment of trust. You know, he was a guy that was down in the weight room lifting with the kids, you know, joking around with them, and again, building that trust between him and the players, so that when it came time for us to step on the field, he was gonna push all of us to the very brink to try and get better. So.
One guy that I know who sets very high standards for himself and has really matured has been Boogie Yan, your quarterback. He's had to deal with his injuries the last couple of years. What do you expect out of the 2017 edition of Boogie? Oh,
I'm absolutely excited and ecstatic to see what he does. I think the number one thing Boogie has done over this past year is he's developed as a quarterback. You know, I think last year and even the year before I got here, he was just kind of an athlete that could throw. So Boogie's doing a great job of, he's seeing it now. You know, what I mean by that is that he understands the progression. He sees the windows, and he's starting to throw the ball on time. You know, he understands defenses now, so it's going to be really exciting to see, to kind of cut him loose and see what he does.
What's interesting is that he is going to be part of a trivia question, much like this team, that you're going to be playing against Farrington in its first ever game at Skip-A-Day Stadium. What's that rivalry like between Upper and Lower Kalihi?
Oh man, you know, that's always a thing, right? Even when I was in high school, you know what I mean? And even now you just hear it, you know, upper campus and lower campus. And so, I mean, it's exciting, you know, I mean, it's got to be electrifying for the Kalihi community, you know, I mean, this rivalry here between Kamehameha and Farrington, it stretches far beyond even me, you know, and so we're talking decades and decades worth of you know, games and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. You know, even though we're right down the street, it's an away game, you know, and so you talk about that thing being full and being the visiting crowd and going against the home team, man. It's going to be a tough one, and we're excited.
And we're all excited as well. We'll start off the season in August against Farrington, and for Warrior fans, hopefully, we'll see them in November. Coach, thanks.
Thanks.